The year was 1965. America was changing. The country was in the midst of a cultural and social revolution. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and people were demanding equality and justice. It was a time of great upheaval, but also of great hope. The nation was looking to redefine itself, to live up to its ideals of freedom and opportunity for all. Civil rights were a big deal. The streets were filled with protests and marches as people from all walks of life came together to demand change. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. inspired millions with their vision of a more just and equitable society. The fight for civil rights was not just about ending segregation, but about ensuring that every person, regardless of race, had the same opportunities and protections under the law. And in the middle of it all, a new law was passed, the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. This landmark legislation was signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson, and it fundamentally changed the way America approached immigration. It was a bold step towards creating a more inclusive and diverse society. This act wasn't just about paperwork, it was about people. It was about recognizing the value and contributions of immigrants from all over the world. It was about opening the doors of opportunity to those who had been previously excluded. The act aimed to create a more equitable system, one that did not discriminate based on nationality or race. It changed who got to call America home. Before the act, immigration policies were heavily biased, favoring certain countries over others. This new law sought to level the playing field, allowing people from all corners of the globe to come to America and pursue their dreams. Before 1965, immigration was like a club with strict rules. The system was designed to keep certain people out while giving preferential treatment to others. It was a system that was rooted in outdated and discriminatory beliefs. Some countries got preferential treatment. Immigrants from Western Europe were often welcomed with open arms, while those from other regions faced significant barriers. The quotas and restrictions were designed to maintain a certain demographic makeup, reflecting the prejudices of the time. It was tough for people from Asia, Africa, and parts of Europe to come to America. They faced numerous obstacles, from restrictive quotas to outright bans. The system was stacked against them, making it nearly impossible for many to even consider the possibility of immigrating to the United States. The 1965 Act changed that. It abolished the old quota system and replaced it with a new framework that prioritized family reunification and skilled immigrants. This was a radical shift, one that opened the doors to a new wave of immigrants who would go on to shape the future of America. It said everyone is welcome no matter where they're from. The act was a declaration that America was a nation of immigrants, and that diversity was one of its greatest strengths. It was a promise that anyone, regardless of their background, could come to America and build a better life for themselves and their families. This act opened the door to a more diverse America. It paved the way for millions of people from all over the world to come to the United States and contribute to its rich tapestry of cultures and traditions. It was a step towards creating a more inclusive and equitable society. It wasn't about forgetting the past, but about building a better future. The act acknowledged the mistakes of the past and sought to create a more just and fair system. It was about learning from history and making sure that the same injustices were not repeated. It was a promise of a nation where everyone has a chance. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 was a bold and visionary piece of legislation. It was a testament to the idea that America is a land of opportunity, where anyone, regardless of their background, can come and achieve their dreams. It was a promise that still resonates today, as we continue to strive towards a more inclusive and equitable society. The 1965 Act threw out the old system. No more picking favorites based on where someone was born. Instead, it focused on skills and family ties. Want to work in America? Have family already here? Those things mattered more now. This meant doctors, engineers, and scientists from all over the world could come and contribute. Families could reunite too. The Act also set limits on how many people could come from each hemisphere. This was to make sure immigration was fair and manageable. It wasn't perfect, but it was a big change from what came before. The impact of the 1965 Act was huge. America started to look different. People from all over, especially Asia and Latin America, came in larger numbers. Neighborhoods changed, cultures blended, and America's story became even richer. Before 1965, most immigrants came from Europe. After the act, it was a mix from every corner of the globe. This wasn't just about numbers, it was about people bringing their traditions, languages, and stories. This wave of immigration wasn't always easy. There were challenges, misunderstandings, and sometimes even fear. But through it all, America grew. It became a place where different wasn't a bad word, but a chance to learn and connect. The 1965 Act wasn't just about who lived in America, it changed the world's view of America. We were becoming a nation that lived up to its ideals of freedom and opportunity for all. Think about it, Silicon Valley, the heart of technology, wouldn't be the same without immigrants. Doctors and nurses from other countries save lives in our hospitals every day. Our food, music, and art are richer because of this diversity. This act made America stronger by welcoming the best and brightest. It showed the world that America is a place where dreams can come true, no matter where you're from. Section 5. A family's journey from distant shores to the American dream. This is a story that resonates with countless families who have made the brave decision to leave their homeland in search of a better future. It's a tale of hope, resilience, and the unyielding human spirit. Let's meet the Patel family. Their journey is a testament to the enduring power of dreams and the lengths to which people will go to achieve them. They came to America from India in the 1970s after the 1965 Act, which opened new doors for immigrants from around the world. The Patels, like many others, saw this as an opportunity to start anew. They didn't have much, but they had each other and a dream to build a better life. Their initial days were filled with challenges, from adapting to a new culture to finding ways to make ends meet. The Patel family worked hard. They took on multiple jobs, often working long hours to save enough money to start their own business. They opened a small grocery store, learned English, and integrated themselves into the community. Their store became more than just a place of business. It was a symbol of their perseverance and dedication, and made sure their children got a good education. Education was their key to unlocking a brighter future, and the Patels emphasized its importance to their children every day. Their children went on to become doctors, teachers, and entrepreneurs. They achieved successes that their parents had only dreamed of, proving that hard work and determination can indeed change lives. The Patel family's story is just one of millions. Each family has its own unique journey filled with trials and triumphs, but all share a common thread of seeking a better life. It's a story about courage, hard work, and the promise of America. The promise that anyone, regardless of where they come from, can achieve their dreams with enough effort and perseverance. It shows how the 1965 Act changed not just individual lives, but entire communities. It allowed for a more diverse and inclusive society, enriching the cultural fabric of the nation, but the very fabric of American society. The contributions of immigrant families like the Patels have helped shape the America we know today, a land of opportunity and endless possibilities. Section 6. The ripple effect. From Main Street to college campuses, the 1965 Act didn't just change big cities, it changed small towns too. It brought new businesses, new ideas, and new energy to communities all across America. Think about your local restaurants. You can probably find food from all over the world, Chinese, Mexican, Italian, and more. That's thanks in part to the 1965 Act. Colleges and universities are more diverse too. Students are learning from each other and getting different perspectives on the world. This act made America a more interesting and vibrant place to live and learn. Section 7. The unseen cost, challenges and opportunities in a diverse nation. The 1965 Act wasn't a magic solution, it created challenges too. Sometimes different cultures clashed. The influx of new immigrants brought a wave of diversity that many were unprepared for. Communities that had been homogeneous for decades suddenly found themselves navigating a new social landscape. People felt like their way of life was threatened. The familiar rhythms of daily life were disrupted, and this led to a sense of unease and fear. Many worried about the impact on jobs, schools and neighborhoods. There was discrimination and prejudice. These negative reactions were not just personal, but institutional, affecting policies and practices in various sectors. The struggle for civil rights was intensified as new groups sought the same freedoms and opportunities. But these challenges also brought opportunities for dialogue and understanding. Community leaders and activists worked tirelessly to bridge gaps and foster a sense of unity. Town halls, community meetings, and cultural exchange programs became platforms for learning and growth. We learned to appreciate our differences and find common ground. Cultural festivals and shared celebrations highlighted the richness of our diverse heritage. Schools began to incorporate multicultural education, teaching children the value of diversity from a young age. We realized that even though we come from different places, we share the same hopes and dreams for ourselves and our children. The desire for a better life, safety, and prosperity is universal. This commonality helped to break down barriers and build stronger, more inclusive communities. The 1965 Act forced America to confront its own biases and become a more tolerant and accepting nation. It was a catalyst for change, pushing society to reflect on its values and principles. The civil rights movements gained momentum, advocating for equality and justice for all. It wasn't always easy, but it was necessary for progress. The journey was fraught with difficulties, but each step forward was a victory for inclusivity and human rights. The legacy of this era is a testament to the resilience and determination of those who fought for a better future. Section 8. A legacy of change. The enduring impact of the 1965 Act. The Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 is more than just history. It's a living legacy. It's the reason why America is the diverse and dynamic nation it is today. This act reminds us that America is at its best when it welcomes people from all walks of life. It's a reminder that our differences make us stronger, not weaker. It's a reminder that the American dream is big enough for everyone. The 1965 Act is proof that change is possible. It's a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and the belief in a better